Hello again. Sorry about that. Yeah, I just got a message that my buddy Peter will be joining me after all. So I had to restart the stream. Anyway, Joshua couldn't make it this time. He was just busy with something, and so yeah. Instead, I will be joined by my friend Peter or Roberto Duran, as you know. And maybe somebody else who knows, but us two for sure will be talking about last night's boxing in Saudi Arabia. Yep. So yeah, there were some good fights, of course, to see last night, and just to make a brief summary, I will be. I mean, Zhang knocked out Wilder in 5 rounds, and Dubois stopped Hergovich in 8 rounds on a cut. So yeah, I mean there were also some other fights like Nick Ball, who won the WBA featherweight title from yeah, just a second. All right, here's the link for my buddy, Mr. Roberto Duran. Yes, so there were some really good fights. I mean, Ball versus Ford was a one hell of a fight, of course, and yeah, I mean Hutchinson versus Richards also, yeah, and then we had, of course, Bivol versus Zinad. Right, just waiting for my friend to join. Hope everything goes well. All right, here he is. And say hello to my friend Peter. Hello.
Hello, Boz. How is everything going?
Oh, it's going pretty good. How about you?
Um, yeah. When you messaged me earlier, I was just about to. I was preparing my evening meal. You see,
Yeah, I
um,
see. No problem, man.
and
I just started and I saw your message and I had to start
yeah,
all over again. But it's all
yeah,
right. I'm
um,
glad that you could join me anyway.
yeah. Well, I thought, yeah, join. You know what I mean? It's good. It's good to talk.
Mm,
Boxing and stuff like that, isn't it? I don't know much
yeah,
about the boxing really. I've only seen brief highlights, so
yeah.
I really don't know. I know that Dubois. I've not seen his highlights, but I've heard about a credible performance. Um, Nick Ball, I think he won the world title, which is very good. But many
Mm,
people in on social media are saying that it was a debatable decision. I don't know. I've not seen it, but it was a close verdict, really close.
yeah,
Um,
well, it was close, but I thought he deserved it anyway. Yeah, to
yeah.
win.
Well, I can't really comment on that profoundly because I've
Yeah,
not watched the fight
of
myself.
course.
But I'm only going by what they've been saying. But you don't always read into them. You find out for yourself, don't you?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
anyway, I mean, Ball was busier, definitely. It's just that
Oh,
Ford
okay.
had he landed the bigger, harder punches, but Ball is not a power puncher anyway, so you can't go by that. He is a volume puncher, and but he really had you know the upper hand, like more than Ford anyway in that fight,
Oh, okay.
definitely. Mm.
Well, he won't gonna leave it to the. Well, I was going to say he wasn't going to leave it to the judges, but he went the distance, didn't he? He went to a split. What was it? A split verdict, or was it unanimous?
Yeah, yes, it was split.
Oh, okay. So majority.
Yeah. I mean, I was sure that Ford would get it, but then they called out Ball's name, and I was
Yeah.
happy because in his last fight before, he had been robbed. I thought against Trey Vargas, that was a draw, but he should have won that fight. But so
Yeah.
this kind of evened
Well,
it out. Yeah,
yeah. Well, that's kind of what I was saying about Ball. Justice was served
yeah.
this time. This time, he sort of like redeemed the situation, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, I don't get these people. I mean, that's why I have problems with certain boxing fans. I mean, they only see like who landed the biggest punches. That's all they care about. I mean, they don't see who was the busier guy. Who held like. I mean, Ball made the fight great. I mean, let's
Yeah.
face it, his fighting style made it a great fight.
Yeah.
Not so much.
It's like a
Yeah,
pocket rocket, isn't it? He's
yeah.
got that. He's quite stocky though, isn't he? He's powerfully built, isn't
Yeah, he's a little dynamo, short but
he?
strong.
You know,
Yeah,
wow.
and
You know,
he throws a lot. Yeah,
Frank Warren. He swept the show, didn't he? He got to get every result, didn't
yeah, yeah. That
he?
was yeah. I know.
Matchroom
He
versus
won.
Queensbury,
He
wasn't it?
won. Yeah, but that was kind of silly that he kind of celebrated like he had won like something
Yeah. Well,
himself.
reportedly, he actually won 3 million. He got a bonus of 3 million.
Wow, really? Oh, that's
Yeah,
now I
he got a
know why
bonus of
he
three
was
million. So
celebrating.
yeah,
Cool, right?
and he's flying in business class, so he's doing all right, isn't
Yeah, well, so is Eddie.
he? He's doing all right.
Yeah, this
um,
is
yeah,
yeah,
Deontay Wilder was on the show as well, wasn't it?
yeah. He was. I mean, he did a better performance this time actually than against Parker because he did throw and land more. But yeah, he was taken out in five
Big,
rounds, and
big bang zang. Now, what do you
yeah.
make of this guy?
I mean, I liked his performance this time because he didn't wait to land the big punches like against Parker. He threw a lot more and was busier and more aggressive, and that's how he should fight always. If he fights like that against,
Yeah,
let's
um,
say Joshua, then he can win. He can knock him out.
yeah.
There's no
When,
telling what he can do. Of course.
yeah, when I woke up this morning, I saw that was the first showreel I saw of that fight. Wilder getting knocked, sort of like getting wobbled he sort of like in the corner. Then he did a sort of like he did a quick. It spun around, didn't it?
Yeah, he kind of turned around almost, and yeah, and
Yeah,
that was hit with a right bang, and
yeah,
and then when he
um,
went down, I knew that was it.
yeah.
The fight
Um,
is over.
you know,
Yeah,
you know, something that stood out for me was how fast Zhang was. He was pretty fast for a big guy, isn't it?
yeah, he is very kind of very good for a big guy. I mean, he's got really great ability. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
He's
And
41-year old as well now, isn't he? So
yeah, he is
yeah,
getting all up there in age, and yeah, you wonder how much longer can he like be, in shape and keep
yeah.
winning. But
Um,
yeah,
he he actually looked in reasonable shape last night.
he did. Yeah, he did.
You
That's
know,
true. That's why he was busier and more aggressive and all that. Yeah, definitely.
how much lighter from was Zhang lighter than his last fight? Did he come in
Well,
lighter on
he
the
was
scale?
still, what was it, 262 or something he weighed, I believe. And yeah, but I think he was heavier last time. Definitely, it was probably around 270 or something,
Yeah,
75 maybe. I don't know.
but he definitely looked really quick. Um,
Yeah,
it kind of what's going on. You think he's going to be like maybe in the mold of like George Foreman at 45 when he won the world title against Moore.
Yeah.
You know, could Zhang produce those elite sort of like levels like Foreman did, and win a version of the world title? He's got an interim now, hasn't he? His interim world title, is that right?
I don't know, really. Of course, he should try and fight. I don't know. Usyk will probably lose the IBF title. That's how they do it. IBF is really ridiculous. Now they strip champions for nothing. So that title will probably become vacant soon, and then
potentially the IBF will come vacant. I very much hope Us gets to keep it, but because he's put in a request on it to keep it. But I don't know if that'll happen. But further down the line, we're talking September. Out of that, we're talking like Dubois versus AJ.
Yeah, right.
That's what they're proposing.
Well, I would like to see that, really. I mean, it was supposed to be Hrgović, but now he, of course, lost, and it makes more sense that Dubois gets it instead. And I mean, both are really, big guys, but they are in good shape, very strong, and can punch, both of them. Even though AJ probably is better fighter altogether, but you don't know, you never know for sure, of course.
But in boxing, he's got a bit of a punch as well as Dubois, and he can punch. Is that right?
Yep. Yes.
And he was unlucky against Usyk in some ways because that low blow scenario.
Yeah. I don't think that was a low blow, really. I don't think so.
Yeah, it was right on the button, bang on the sort of like
belt line
level, wasn't it? It was.
Yeah.
I think part of it might have gone below, but I don't know. Fantastic champion.
Definitely.
Yeah. But in that particular fight, he did appear to make a bit of a meal of it, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, Dubois was criticized for not having heart, but I don't think that's the problem. That's his problem is he's got weak defense, and he also got hit a lot last night. But luckily for him, Hrgović, he kind of, he gassed after the 6th round, and not all of his punches landed cleanly and all that, So, but I had Hrgović ahead at the time of stoppage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
A lot of people were fancying Hrgović to do, a number on the Dubois, weren't they?
Yeah. He was. I think he was favored because he was undefeated, and had a win against Zhang. And even though many are saying that he should have not lost to Zhang, but I don't agree really. But I mean, he just got a little too confident, but he started too fast also, because he probably thought he would knock out Dubois in 3-4 rounds, something like that, and then he got cut. Yeah.
It looked quite a bad cut.
Yeah, first over the right thigh, I think, and then over the left also.
Okay.
Yeah, that was bad.
Did you watch the boxing live, Boz? Did you watch it live?
Yeah, I did on the Zoom.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, of course. But first fight was also quite interesting because I never heard of this guy before, Willie Hutchinson. He's from Scotland. He's a light heavyweight. So he beat Craig Richards, and he was very dominant. He really did well. Yeah.
And Craig Richards is quite useful, isn't he? He's got a decent record, hasn't he?
He is, but here he didn't look good. I don't know why. He just didn't. He didn't throw enough. I mean, he did have some good punches later on. He landed, but it wasn't enough. I only gave him 2 rounds actually of the 12. So yeah. And also, most of the judges had like 118, 110, even I think one had 119, 109 or something.
Yeah.
So
that's a really clear
Yeah,
victory, isn't it? It's,
Willie Hutchinson is very good. I mean, I like his
okay.
boxing technique
So,
and all that.
so you can assume that we'll be hearing more about Willie Hutchinson. Is that right, Boz?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, of course, Eddie Hearn was predicting Craig Richards to win, even by
Yeah.
knockout, but that didn't happen. That's just because that's his fighter, so
Yeah.
he was hoping
Okay.
for it to happen.
So who else was on the show? Was Bivol on the show?
Yeah, Bivol, he's finally scored another knockout. I mean, a TKO against that guy from Libya, Malik Zinad. And Zinad was good actually, but he got dropped in the first round, and then he got caught by many punches. He was hurt first in the sixth round, and then by a combination, I believe. Then he was just swarmed with punches, and I thought the referee kind of jumped in a little too soon. He should have let it go on for a little while. I thought, but that's
Yeah.
how it went.
Um, they suspect the next time that he fights Bivol, it'll be against Besibiev
Yeah, I hope
in
so.
Saudi. That's where it's going to take place.
Yeah, it was supposed to happen last night. Of course, Beterbiev was injured, I believe, or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's going to be a really interesting one.
Yeah.
That the whole boxing world will be looking forward to that one, isn't it? The
Oh,
boxing
yeah, for
purists.
sure.
It's one for the boxing purists, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, there is nobody else there in that division right now that is so good and so big as those two, of course.
Yeah.
Who do you
They're the
have?
best at their weight, in
Yeah,
the
of
light
course,
heavyweights.
now
It's just incredible, isn't
Benavidez and Benavidez is, I think, at 175, but he still maybe will be going if he fights Canelo down to 168. That's what I
it? Yeah.
heard. And
Oh,
Morel
okay. Is there
also.
rumor that they are going to fight eventually then?
Yeah, well, they should have fought already, but
Yeah.
how it is. Yeah.
No,
I'm not going
that's
to
another
say,
interesting one.
yeah, very. I mean, I always thought that Benavidez is the most likely candidate to beat Canelo, because he just throws punches nonstop and has good, accuracy and
But the thing
good,
is, boss,
good enough power. Yeah.
Canelo apparently is wanting 100 million for that fight.
Well,
I can't see him getting 100 million for that
yeah, that's too much.
unless they go to
He's not
Saudi.
right. That's where the big money is
That's
these
where it'll
days.
happen. If it's going to happen
Yeah.
anywhere, it'll happen over in Saudi.
Yeah, for sure. That's where the big money is now these days.
And
I mean,
I think he's earned that right to want that kind of money because that's what they're all getting now, isn't it? These top
yeah,
level ones, like Fury
you know,
reported, he got 150 million.
yeah,
And listen to this. I don't know if it's true or you can't always believe what you read or what you hear, especially on
yeah,
social media. Usyk only got about 50 million, and he had more belts.
yeah. Better view. Well, you mean who did you say?
Usyk had 50. He got 50 million. That's what I heard.
Oh,
And Fury got 150 million.
Usyk, right. Yeah, of course.
I can't believe that. I can
Fury
absolutely
is the
astoundingly believe that. I can believe that.
he's better connected, and he's a big name. Like he's a show business guy, you might call him. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
unfair. Of course, it's unfair, but that's how it goes. Unfortunately,
But next
yeah,
time the fight, I hope he gets more. I hope he gets as much as Fury does, or
mm.
more this time, because he's the undisputed.
That's why I really get really pissed off. I mean, people, these Fury has been really turned by the media, hyped up to be even bigger than he is really as a boxer. So while Usyk, everything he did, like this Dubois fight, everybody, he should have been knocked out. He was lucky, blah blah blah. No credit, unless they only give him as much credit as they have to have to, this Western media. That's what I don't like. But now that he beat Fury, now it's a little bit different, right? But still, there will be people saying, "No, no, Fury should have won." you know,
Yeah.
that's kind of
Well,
ridiculous.
I think the right man got the decision.
Of
Definitely.
course. I mean, he
You
should
know.
have even stopped Fury. We know that for the
Well,
ninth
that
round.
round 9, it was
Yeah,
only the last sort of like 30 seconds, wasn't it? Of the round 9.
yeah, man, that
You
was
know,
just.
that was the bit where he looked destructible.
Yeah, I mean, some
Apart from that, it was
referees would have
yeah,
stopped it because Fury looked
well,
totally out, out of it. Like he looked
yeah,
really
but
hurt.
you probably agreed with me to a certain extent. It was so the
He was
undisputed
on
heavyweight
shaky
champion of the
legs.
world, though, wasn't it? You know what I mean? They're not going to stop a fight just for. I don't know. I don't think
Yeah,
people
but
would have. I
still,
don't think some people. I don't think many people would have complained if he'd have jumped in. So I agree with that. But I understand why he didn't jump in because of the magnitude of the fight. It was so big, wasn't it?
yeah. But he also gave him that count. I mean, he
Yeah,
he
standing
wasn't
count. Yeah.
down. Why give him the count? He
Well,
was up. He wasn't down.
yeah. I don't
So
know if it's within the rules where they can do that. If it's classed as a knockdown, isn't it? A standing
there are a
count.
few. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how the rules are over there, but I know some places in America like they have that still, but not that many. The 8 count. It's kind of considered old fashioned, I guess, or something. I don't know because
Um. Yeah.
if a fighter cannot recover when he gets up, if he's not in condition to continue right away, it should be stopped. That's my opinion, right?
Yeah. But I think he sort of like when in round 10 he was all right, wasn't
Yeah.
he
Round
didn't
10.
he wasn't all over the place, so he was like wobbly
Yeah,
and
round
in
10
trouble or anything like that. So
he
I think I
did
think
did
I think it
recover.
was
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, it seemed to recover all right, didn't he? You know what I mean?
yeah.
And
He
and
did.
without
He did.
this is debatable and it's down to opinions and how people see it. Without that end of that round 9 and that showboating at the beginning, which I think was really I don't
Yeah.
know, that's typical. Oh, what's going on here? Typical Fury's that week, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't know what happened to him. I mean, in the fourth and fifth and sixth, he looked to be in charge. Suddenly he had turned everything around, and then suddenly he again starting to get dominated by Usyk. I don't know what was he in bad shape or what was the problem, but or maybe Usyk was just too good. I don't know.
Usyk
You
was
can
a great
yeah
technician, one of
yeah
the way he fights,
he
isn't
is
he? He's really
yeah
clever, and he grinds people down, doesn't he? Wears them
oh
out,
yeah
like he did with Bellew, isn't it? He just
oh
grinded him
yeah
down,
for
and
sure
he
yeah.
took him out, didn't
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
he?
I
He almost,
only, I
he
have
almost
only,
did.
I think, yeah, Usyk has had only one fight which he won that I wasn't sure he won. He
Yeah,
really
I know
deserved.
which one you're going to say. I can't remember
You
the
know
guy's
which
name
one
now.
is that?
Yeah, it's that
Against
cruiserweight guy, isn't it?
Breedis. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the
the
only
Danish
one.
guy.
Yeah, the Latvian guy.
Oh, Latvian, yeah.
Breedis. That's his name. So the one who fought against Opetaya not so long ago.
Yeah, quite a few people reckon that he deserves to get that, Breeders.
Yeah, I thought Breedis was a little better in that fight, but that was, you know, a few years ago now. So yeah,
Yeah, I'm going to have to catch up and watch that fight. I've never seen it.
yeah, because that's how good Breedis was back then. I mean, he was really amazing. That's why Usyk didn't look that good, but he did come back. I know. I remember in the first half he was really, losing to Breedis. Really, yeah, he
Yeah.
was taking shots.
Because I know that from what I've heard on the podcast that I listen to, I know that he's durable and he can box because he got a punch on him.
Breedis, yeah, he does.
Oh, okay.
But he's now like 39, so he's
Yeah,
best
39.
years. are over, already behind him. But he's still tough. I mean, against Opetaya, he looked pretty. In the first 8 rounds, didn't do much, and then he suddenly started landing big punches, and he kind of hurt Opetaya. Yeah, so that was a big surprise. I thought Opetaya would even probably stop him in the end, but he didn't. This is the guy who had knocked out his last opponent in 1 round.
I think I watched that fight actually. I watched that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So who else was on the show? There were a few more. Is that right?
There was, this middleweight fight, Hamza Shiraz and Austin Williams.
Oh, okay.
That, Shiraz is a big, really tall, 6'3" middleweight. I mean,
wow,
he's huge. Yeah.
How does he make middleweight?
Yeah, I don't know really. He's still young, but he won't be able to, I'm sure, much longer. So, yeah, it was a good fight, but he stopped Williams in the 11th round, and Williams was much shorter, and but he pressed.
Fight, an entertaining fight.
Yeah, it was a good fight, definitely. I wouldn't say it was a true classic or something.
Yeah,
it
doesn't have to be though. Interesting fight. It's all right, isn't it? But sometimes on these shows, you get the odd stinker, don't you?
Yeah, but it had a lot of action, definitely. I don't think there were no bad fights last night. Really,
it doesn't sound like it. It sounds like it was really value for money for paying people, customers and stuff.
It was,
What was it on the Zone? The platform, was it on the Zone?
Yeah, the Zone. Yeah. They have the exclusive rights to the Riyadh cards. Yeah.
Yeah, they were doing a live watch along on YouTube. Talk Sport.
YouTube.
Yeah, it was a live watch along, and they did that with the Fury and Usk. They had what they call him. He worked for Sky. He had some time off through illness, but he's come back, which is good to see. He's a really good commentator. I quite like him. His knowledge is really good. What's he called? He works for Sky. I think it was.
I don't have Sky, so I can't say.
Adam, they call him Adam. I think it's Adam.
Oh, Adam. Yeah, Adam. I don't remember what.
Let me have a look.
Yeah.
Right. They did a live watch along on YouTube with the Wilder and Usk fight. What happened to all the proper ringside coverage? Where did that go for the biggest fight for 25 years?
Which one?
The Usk versus Fury fight.
Yeah.
The biggest fight in 25 years, and they had no live report from ringside.
Yeah, that's.
I thought that was I was really disappointed in that.
Yeah.
Instead, they had a live watch along on YouTube and on the radio as well, digital radio. Exactly the same coverage. And I thought, I can't. Right. They started screaming, and it was difficult to understand what was going on in the fight. Tell us what's happening. Yeah. And I know that it's different. I know that it's a live watch along. I know it's a different style, but I thought it was ridiculous. I felt really let down.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah,
that was really disappointing. And that was the only live feed that I had. There was no ringside radio coverage, and I thought that is so. Can't believe it. 25 years, the biggest fight. It's the biggest fight in history. Is that right? Am I saying that in 25 years? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can say that definitely in the heavyweight division. Anyway, yeah.
In history, would you say it is though?
I don't know. I mean,
would you say it's bigger than Rumble in the Jungle?
Well, we have someone else joining us, Mr.
And the Thriller in Manila.
Fernandez, hello, welcome.
You know something, Boz?
Hello, guys.
Hello. Yo, Golden KO, how's it going?
Hey, doing great. Thank you.
Nice to speak to you again.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I'm glad.
Great to have you here with us. Yeah. So, did you see those fights last night?
Yeah, I did. I did, and I had a lot of fun with this card.
Yeah, there were some really good fights. As I said, now there were no bad fights this time. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe the less exciting was Hutchinson
Oh,
versus
Hutchison.
Richards,
Yeah,
but it
yeah,
wasn't a bad
because
fight.
he was very dominant. That's why there wasn't much resistance from Richards. Yeah,
Yeah, I think, as I say, I think it was the less exciting, but it wasn't a bad fight. But great for
yeah,
Hutchinson, silver belt.
yeah. He scored some good punches. Yeah, he landed
What do you
good.
guys think about Shiraz? This guy, he's taller than Benavides, right? He's a big guy
Yeah,
for
or Shiraz. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We were just saying, we can't believe he can make that middleweight limit.
The 6'3" guy was.
Yeah,
I've not seen him fight yet. Gonna have to catch up on him.
yeah. I was like, when I watched those two, I was like, when I saw them, oh man, that Williams, he looked really short in comparison to him, but he's not short. He's just kind of average. Yeah.
What did you think
Remember Tony
about?
Pep? Remember Tony Pep?
Tony Pep. No,
I
sorry.
think he was Canadian. He was like let's have a look. He was like lightweight, and he was like 6'4", so 6'3". Can you remember? No.
No, I don't remember him.
Yeah. Well, it Google now, so I'll have a look.
6'1", 6'1.5".
Yeah.
Oh, he was 6'1".
Super featherweight. Come on, man.
Yeah. 6'1" on a super featherweight. How did he make that weight? Golden
When did he fight? When did he fight? When did he?
It was from 82 to 2008.
Wow, I don't know. I think I heard of him, but yeah, I know there was a guy from South Africa who fought at lightweight. He was like 6'1". Yeah, Ali Funeka.
Oh yeah, this guy, his career spanned all the way from 1982 all the way to what Golden KO just mentioned there. 208. So that guy must have made a comeback.
Yeah, but listen up. I just watched this. I saw that on 15th of June, there's a really good card in Las Vegas. So the main fight is Gervonta Davis versus Frank Martin. Also, we got Benavides versus Gvozdyk. So what do you think about that fight?
I really don't know. I'm going to leave it to you guys because you guys have got the up-to-date knowledge compared to me. I know about Benavides, what he brings to the table. That a lot of people predict that if he fights Canelo, he'll beat him. But his opponent, I don't know much about his opponent.
Well, he has only lost to Beterbiev so far, and that was in the 10th round.
Wow.
He's a very good technical boxer.
That looks like a really good matchup, doesn't it?
Yeah, he's also tall. He's almost as tall as Benavides. I think he's 6'2". Well, Benavides is 6'2.5", something like that. So what do you think, Eldis?
About Benavides and Bostic, I think Benavides is gonna take this fight easy. I feel more like it is a tune-up if you want to, but Bostic I think he's way out of prime, and maybe not the same fighter after getting knocked out by Beterbiev. Beterbiev does that to the other fighters. They are never the same after fighting him.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, he was inactive for quite long, Gvozdyk, and he has had 2 fights, I think, since then. But he looked good in the comeback fights.
Fight was in a Canelo's undercard, I think, with Isaac Rodriguez. Yeah. But he's been very inactive, and he's also 37 years old. So 10 years difference between each other.
Oh, I didn't know he was that old. I thought he was
Yeah, 37
35.
and Benavides is 27. So
Yeah,
it's
10
different.
years. Wow. I don't know why they say Benavides is 6'1". I mean, this is so ridiculous. He is clearly taller than that. Come on, people.
6'2", it says here. It says here
Yeah,
in it says they have the same height.
yeah, they are. They have.
But I think
But
it's
yeah,
gonna be more like a tune-up for Benavides. So I'm not convinced that it's gonna be really a test for Benavides to have a measure for him in 175.
yeah.
I
I
don't know
thought
what
he
you guys
was
think.
gonna fight Morel, but I guess that's not gonna happen yet.
Yeah,
That fight.
that's the fight everybody wants to see. Morel
Oh yeah,
Benavides.
that would be a one hell of a fight. Morel is really a dangerous fighter, opponent for anybody. Yeah, and also, yeah, sorry, not Deontay Wilder, but Gervonta Davis. I mean, I just saw Frank Martin that fight he had with Michelle Rivera the other day for the first time, and he looked really good in that fight. Even though I heard that Rivera was kind of injured before that fight, so he wasn't at his
No,
best.
it's not just the 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 supposed injury, but he wasn't making weight easily. So
Mm,
it was very hard for Michel Rivera to be in shape for that fight. So
right.
it was kind of easy for
Yeah.
Martin.
He
And
was
his next
drunk.
fight after that was Harten Harutin.
Arutunian, yeah.
I don't know how to, how to pronounce that,
It's
but
Harutunian.
Harutunian, right?
Mm,
But he had a hard time there. And when I compare the styles, it's not that they are the same, but there are some similitudes between Gervonta Davis and Arten Hartunian. And this fight between Hartunian and Martin allows you to see some mistakes and some patterns that Martin repeats that makes him vulnerable to Gervonta Davis counter attack, counter punching. So I think
mm,
Gervonta is gonna knock him out something like
yeah,
7 round.
probably, yeah. He is taller, but that don't not by much. That shouldn't play much difference. But both guys are southpaws, and yeah, also same age, 29, also. So that's yeah, yeah.
I don't know
Gervonta,
if you feel the same way, but I feel like Frank Martin has been like, I don't know, like people are very hyped about him, but I don't see him like he's got that something special. Actually, I feel like Frank Martin fights with he uses a style that doesn't go with him.
hmm, right. Also, there's one good fight on the same undercard at middleweight for WBC championship, and Carlos Adames is, I think, he was the defending champion, maybe against Terrell Gaucher. But that also looks like a pretty interesting fight, and both guys, well, Gaucher is 36 and Adames is 30, so yeah, Adames is an inch taller, just yeah. So this looks like a good fight on paper, anyway. What do you think about it?
Yeah, well, I don't really like that much this fight for Adames. He has been very inactive. I think he's way better than this fighter, and this could be the second fight for Gausha in 120 and 160, right? Because he's super welter. He was
Yeah,
actually
yeah,
the first one to send to the canvas Tinshu.
yeah. Two, yeah, Tim. Yeah, yeah. That's what He's famous for.
Exactly, but I think it's gonna be an easy fight for Adames. But I really want. I think Adames is a wasted talent because he's not very active and he should be fighting bigger names. But I don't know what happens with him.
Right. Yeah, I think he's one of the best at middleweight right now, and yeah, there aren't that many others that can beat him. Maybe Johnny Beck, maybe, I don't know. And also, the same undercard, you got Gary Antoine Russell fighting against Alberto Puello, and super lightweight or light welterweight, and Mark Magsayo versus Eduardo Ramirez. Yes.
Is Mark Magsayo in that car? Let's see.
Magsayo, yeah.
Check. Well, Antoine Russell, I think he's the real boogeyman for that weight class.
Mm. Yeah, he's
really dangerous. And
yeah.
Alberto Puello, he's been inactive after that suspension for some drug test.
Oh, he doesn't seem like a real big puncher. He's got 10 knockouts. So
no,
22.
He's more of a boxer. He's counter puncher, but I don't see Magsayo here.
Mm. And then Antoine Russell has all wins by knockout so far, 17. Wow.
Yeah, and all eyes on him because he said he will do the same to Haney, the same thing Ryan Garcia did to him. He will do it and even worse. So he's got his eyes on that belt. He wants. He wants the winner between Devin Haney and Sandor Martin. And he's dangerous. I don't really like how the way he cuts the ring, but he's dangerous. He can knock out.
You also have, in Puerto Rico, there is also a good fight. Subriel Matias is fighting against defending IBF championship against Liam Paro of Australia. So, how do you see that fight going?
I think it's gonna be an easy win for Matias.
Yeah, me too.
Everybody has high expectations on Liam Paro, but he makes so many mistakes that they are perfect, like breakfast for Matias.
Yeah, Matias is such a whirlwind fighter, really aggressive and score. I mean, all of his 20 wins are by knockout, so that says a lot. Yeah.
I've got to say, you both individuals, your up-to-date knowledge of boxing is leaving me in awe of listening to you guys.
Oh, it's fine. Share your opinion.
I've got to catch up. I've got a lot of catching up to do to catch up to you guys.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm not really saying much because I don't, really know too much about these boxers.
Well, here's a British fight also. We have a cruiserweight one, Chris Billam-Smith versus Richard Riakporhe. How do you react to that, Peter?
That's another big one.
That's a bit of a grudge match as well, isn't it, between them two? It's not got nasty, but it's got a little bit tasty, in the like back two-and-two-ing and throwing with each other. Because did Riakporhe beat him? We beat him, didn't he?
Yes, he was the only one, I think, to beat him so far. Yeah, he did. He's a very good boxer for his size. I think Richard Riakporhe, fast hands, and he can punch, but I don't think he's a one-punch guy. But he does have power anyway. Hello to Max Duran. Hey there, buddy. Yeah.
Yeah. As long as it's a good fight, it lives up to the hype.
Yeah, I think Riakporhe will probably beat Billam-Smith. He's just better, overall fighter.
Technically, a lot of people suggest that Billam-Smith is not really talented, but he's done well to get where he is.
Yeah, I think he got lucky against Masternak, in the last fight because Masternak was doing well, but then he got cut, and he got a
Yeah.
little lucky there. I mean, yeah, Bill Smith is just a strong, big guy who is a
6'3",
brawler.
I believe.
Yeah, he's 6'3". He's a typical brawler, and he can punch. I guess, yeah, pretty well enough. But I don't think he will remain champion very long. Even if he should win this fight, I mean, if he fights a Petaya or somebody like he will
Ramirez,
lose.
I
But
like the way Ramirez looked against Golamirian.
yeah, Gilberto
I never
Ramirez.
imagined Azurdo Ramirez doing that. He looked
Yeah,
he looked great. And this William Smith, and who's the other one? Is it? I
yeah,
lost. But
well,
William Smith against Zurdo Ramirez, unification bout would be great,
mm, yeah,
depending
I
on how it
agree.
goes after the after right right for I can't pronounce that. I'm sorry.
I think it's
Uh,
Reactor, isn't it?
Yeah,
Reactor.
Reactor,
Apparently, he's
yeah.
dating Madonna.
Madonna. Oh
Yeah,
no,
he's dating Madonna. Yeah.
Richard Reactor. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I can see why. I mean, he does look, good enough for her.
Well, he looks the part, doesn't he? He looks like a film star, doesn't he?
Yeah, he looks good. I mean, for
Yeah,
sure.
he
He's
does.
a
Yeah,
guy. I think he's 6'5". Yeah, he is.
he's got that
But
size to him as well, and he's a big guy.
yeah, he's actually 34. I thought he was younger. Wow. And Willem Smith is 33. So yeah. Yeah, but I think Reactor will probably. I mean, I don't know if he will stop Willem Smith, but he will win this fight. Yeah, most likely. As I said, he's got fast hands and good technique and all that, and hits pretty hard also. And I think he would. I mean, obviously, Okoli was avoiding him, Reactor for sure. And
Well,
there's
talking
a
of a
reason.
pro, didn't he
There's a
go over to
reason.
Poland and win the Bridgeweight title?
What?
Okolie, what was his name? He went over to the Poland to
Lawrence.
win.
Oh yeah, Rozansky.
Was that Okolie? Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
Okoli. Oh,
That was
so
a 1-round blowout.
yeah,
I don't
that
know.
was a.
Golden KO. Did you see that fight?
Which fight?
It was Lawrence
Okoli,
Okolie versus I can't pronounce it. What's his name?
Rozansky.
Zansky.
Mm.
The Polish brawler. For the Bridgeweight
No,
title in Poland, it was.
no. I think I didn't watch that
Yeah.
fight.
Mm.
Yeah. Well, the Bridgeweight, you know about that? It's a new sort of like division that's been brought in
Yeah,
just recently, the last few months, I think.
yeah. Well, it's a little longer than that. I think it was introduced last year or something. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right. What other fights do we have coming? Of course, I heard that Alan Babbage is fighting against Johnny Fisher. I can't find it. I don't know when that is. But yeah, that's a pretty interesting fight. I mean,
Yeah.
Rozansky was the guy that beat Alan Babbage, also. So,
Yeah.
but he's won one fight since then, and that's on the 6th of July. All right, so that's a little.
Well, Babbage looked good in his last fight, didn't he, against the
Steve Robbins.
Yeah, Steve Robinson.
Mm.
That was a really sort of like one-sided beatdown, really.
Oh yeah, he's again a heavyweight, So he was also a bridgerweight for a while. So
He's a little heavyweight though, is Babbage, isn't he? A little heavyweight.
yeah, he is 6'1" and like 220, I don't know, 15 pounds or something. Yeah. I mean, he's kind of bulked up now. He used to be like 210 maybe or something. No, Babic is not a bridgeweight. He's now a heavyweight again. So
I'd probably call Babic a visual. To be fair,
well, maybe
because he's at a disadvantage in the heavyweight division, isn't he? If he steps up,
yeah.
with these big guys, you know.
Yeah, his problem is he's got a lot of heart, but he kind of just sometimes punches himself out, too soon, and sometimes that's why he struggles sometimes to win. Yeah.
Well, he's tried to knock them out, didn't he, in the first sort of like 3 rounds?
Yeah. To be honest, I didn't really watch that fight, but I did see some highlights, I think.
I was really annoyed. I was really annoyed with Sky. I was looking forward to that fight, and they didn't show it live. Well, they did, but they put it on the internet. Did it actually? Did it? Why didn't they put it on the TV? Because it deserved the right to go on the TV.
Yeah.
So they did it on the internet, because that's what they do, Sky, sometimes.
Yeah.
They put the fight here at like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Most people miss that. A lot of people want to see that fight because he's got a big fan base as Babic.
Yeah, he's a
crowd pleaser.
Yeah, he is. He's a good guy, I mean, I follow him on Instagram, and when he speaks in Croatian, and so I know quite a lot about him. And yeah,
he doesn't skip around what he's going to say. He's just going to say it, he'll say how it is, isn't it?
Yeah, that fight he lost to Rosansky. He had just left his trainer he was with for a very long time. Like from the beginning, he was with the same guy. So that was a part of why he lost. Probably he looked totally out, not very in the fight, and yeah. So, but now he's back, and hopefully he can. Well, Johnny Fisher also kind of improved. He was very slow in his first fight. I did watch some of his first fights, and he was kind of slow and awkward. But now he looks better because he's a very buff guy. He's like a bear, like a bull. They call him, I believe, the Romford Bull, was it?
Oh yeah, I've heard of that guy. I've heard of him. I've seen little bits of him. It's not got a load of publicity though, has he? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean he's still like a prospect on that level, So 11 fights so far. Yeah.
Unbeat. Has he got a high KO ratio?
Yeah. So who wins this fight? Whoever wins it will be, now in the mix. Yeah.
Are they fighting for a belt or anything like that?
I don't think so. I don't think so. No, it's just a fight. It's for the rankings and stuff. I mean, whoever wins that fight will be able to get bigger fights, of course, and in future.
Well, you never know. You might get a rematch for Rosinski, innit?
Yeah, Rosansky. Yeah.
I think he beats it. I think he wins the rematch.
Yeah. I hope so. I mean, he brings a lot of excitement, good fights, and yeah.
But going back to that, don't you think he outclassed him, didn't
he? Yeah.
He bossed him, totally bossed him, didn't he, Rosansky? He looked, I don't know, to me he looked really subdued.
Yeah, it was a first round stoppage, so Babic looked really.
When some people say, "Oh, he looks scared," I say, "Yeah, but I think that's a little bit unfair because he got in the ring. He you know what I mean? He's been in there before. He knows what to expect. But I don't know. I think he was overawed. I think he was, I don't know, maybe intimidated a little bit by his size and stuff like that.
I mean, as I said, it was his first fight without his trainer who was with him from the start, from when he first started boxing as a kid, And, it's never easy, those first fights, you don't know, maybe you've just started working with another trainer. There isn't maybe that good communication and stuff like that, that happens. So, yeah.
Babic only fights one way, and he never takes a back step as well.
Yeah.
He's a ball. is a brawler.
Oh yeah,
He's a good brawler though.
he's a gladiator.
No, yeah, definitely a warrior, that's for sure. You know, I liked it when he used to wear the mask coming into the ring.
Yeah.
I used to love that bit about him. You know what I mean? I thought that was really good. He don't do that anymore.
Yeah, he's good friends with Dillian White. That's his manager. I
Yeah.
think he still is, probably. I don't know, but yeah.
You know, you should try to get Babik on this show, innit?
Yeah. Well, who knows? I mean, him and Hergovich were not really good friends. I don't think they are now either, but for a while they were really, Babic was talking a lot of trash about Hergovich, and Hergovich was also kind of down on Babic as a heavyweight and saying he wasn't big enough, he wasn't good enough, and So, but we'll see. Maybe he was right, maybe not. Who knows? Yeah.
So who wins the rematch in Saudi then? Fury and Usyk?
If there is a rematch, I don't want to see it personally, but if there is a rematch, it can go either way, I think. But Usyk is very hard to. You cannot just beat him down. He's got tremendous heart and spirit and concentration, everything, focus. So that's why he always wins. That's why he's so hard to beat, and he's of course faster because he's not a natural heavyweight. We might say, and yeah, just a great
A bit like
boxer.
in the Holyfield mold, didn't they?
Yeah, Holyfield. Holyfield came to him later of the fight and he congratulated him. That was a great
Yeah.
moment.
That was a great social media moment, that was, wasn't it?
Yeah, because he done the same. He was also a cruiserweight champion who then went to heavyweight and conquered the world titles. And yeah,
But if this fight happens, who's going to win it, do you think? You think it's going to be the same result on the points?
I don't know really. I think Fury will go for revenge. He will beat, but the problem is I don't know really. Maybe I think by now he is past it. Probably Fury. He's no longer the same guy that he was when he beat Wilder for the second time. And yeah,
Yeah,
he did
man.
look good. Yeah, go ahead.
I think those three fights took a lot of them, both of them,
Yeah,
between Wilder and Fury. They both came out with a lot of punishment, so they are not the same after those three fights. I
yeah,
believe Fury before Wilder beats easy Alexander Usyk, but after those three fights, and we saw the results in Deontay Wilder too. This new style, if you want to call it like that, and this new way of boxing is because he's trying to take care of himself a little bit more to avoid so much punishment because he knows he's not the same after those three fights.
mm, yeah,
Thank God
yeah. I
he's
mean,
retired. He's officially retired. No?
yeah, and his mind is not just focused on boxing. He does so much else. He likes to be in the spotlight. In the social medias and everywhere. The other medias, and he loves the media. That's never too good for a boxer or any athlete, really. And yeah, it takes your focus away, from boxing. So yeah,
Well, it was
I
in
don't
the
know.
contract, wasn't it? A rematch clause.
Yeah, I mean it will be probably closer this time. I mean, I thought that Usyk won really, like clearly he won that fight. I don't see people who say, "Oh, it was very close." No, I don't think so. It was no, it wasn't very. It wasn't close. It was competitive. Yeah, for a while in that fight, but then Usyk took over after round 7, and that was his fight till the end. Pretty much. So Fury kind of had a few comebacks, but he never really won a single round after round 6, 7. I don't know. Seventh was kind of close. So yeah. I mean, but this time it might be closer, if nothing. So he might get the decision this time. Who knows? If it's like 6 rounds apiece, if he wins 6 rounds,
Well,
for
look,
instance.
if it's competitive and it's a good fight, and hypothetically, supposedly, if Fury gets it, there'll be a trilogy, won't there?
Yeah. Well, not necessarily, but maybe. Maybe Fury is just washed up. I don't know. Maybe if he is, then he will lose the second fight as well. Definitely, he might even get stopped. Who knows? I mean, in the end, late rounds, of course. But we'll
Well,
see.
that'll definitely be the end of Fury if he loses like that.
Yeah, it will be. And
At the moment, he's hanging on at the coattails. He's still there, isn't he? You know what I mean? He's still relevant.
Yeah. And
and it all depends on what Fury turns up, innit?
Yeah.
But maybe what you guys said, like a lot of those fights, it took a lot out of Fury and Wilder, innit? They were hard fights, weren't they? Hard drilling contests.
Yeah, the last fight was very hard also, yeah. Yeah. And that's why also Wilder was never again the same also after getting knocked out in the 11th round, after really giving it a good fight, giving Fury a good fight.
Who is Dan going to fight next?
Who?
Who do you think?
Who will fight next?
Zhang. Who do you think he'll fight next?
Zhang. I don't know. There are several.
What do you think?
I don't know. Maybe he should. Maybe I don't know. Parker is kind of a little too fast, too good, maybe for him. I don't know. He needs to fight someone as big as himself, and slower, and that's how he can win. Really, like Joyce. Like he destroyed Joyce.
Well, Josh is fighting again soon, isn't he? Who's he fighting? Is it
I don't know.
Derek Chisora? He's fighting Derek Chisora, isn't it?
Oh no. we never see the end of Derek Chisora. Come on.
Well, that kind of guy, isn't it? He's always there, isn't it?
That's ridiculous.
Like a fat man, he never goes away.
Yeah, he's a tough guy.
He always turns up to his fights, but they're not always the most entertaining, but he always gives 100%.
That's the problem. He, like when Parker fought him for the second time, I was like, come on, finish him off, please, please. But he couldn't. And maybe he could have, but he didn't finish him off. But you just want to see fight end, because Chisora doesn't do that much, usually. Now, anyway, in the fights. So, yeah, he doesn't really bring much excitement anymore,
Yeah. Well, did you see Parker eating the raw fish recently on social media?
No, I didn't see that.
Oh my gosh! I thought, how can he eat that? No wonder that's where he's getting his strength from.
Oh,
he's eating a raw fish out of a bucket.
Yeah, I think hanging out with Fury has made him a bad boy. Probably. One of the things I always liked. Yeah.
Another thing about the Fury, those fight, the corner situation. They're all saying there are too many voices in that corner.
Yeah, Fury with his father, oh man, and everybody around him, he's got too much,
Sugar Hill didn't say that much. And there were Andy Lee looking quite startled at, the three of them, weren't they? All three different voices sort of thing.
John Fury should definitely not be allowed to be in his corner. Come on. That man is just, it's like when Chris Eubank Sr. told his son's trainer to be quiet. You remember that? And
yeah, I do. Yeah.
When Saunders beat Eubank Jr. Yeah. So that's quite
convincing, in my opinion. He beat him in quite convincingly.
Yeah, I mean,
He
what
started
are
too
you
slow,
doing?
didn't he, Wang Jun? He started too slow.
Yeah, I mean, all the boxers uh, who cooperated, who were trained by their fathers. I think only a good example was the Kazagis. Only one that was always successful. All the others like Shane Mosley, and I mean, you name it. It never ended well. That collaboration never. So
That's that's a good topic, because many fighters today are being trained by their fathers, but
yeah,
they're not really good trainers. Sometimes I
no,
feel guys like Teofimo, Devin Haney, David Benavides, they just have been lucky enough
yeah.
with kind of
Well,
not too
Haney's
high
father,
level competition, I would say, but
yeah,
these guys being trained by their fathers, I don't think they are getting the best training. They could be so much better if they got a real trainer. What
yeah.
do you think
Well,
about that?
I heard that Haney's father is gonna retire as his trainer now, so that's good news.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from, Golden KO. When you talk about the trainers, the father being the trainers, it's not always the best situation, but they've just sort of like they've been really sort of like it's happened, hasn't it? Fate has made that happen because it's the flesh and blood in it, sort of, in the family sort of thing, isn't it?
yeah,
Don't necessarily
yeah.
make him a great chip trainer, but I tell you what, he's the king of trash talking. he
Hmm.
got involved in a spat with Floyd Mayweather recently. Did you see that? That was funny. That was
Yeah.
them
I
two
mean,
going. Oh god, that made me laugh so much. Proper bleep, 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 all the swearing and stuff like that. I
yeah,
won't
those
swear
guys.
for the benefit of this podcast, but
Yeah,
they were
that's all
actually
right.
going for it. I don't know if you've seen it. That was really humorous and really listening, watching, and thinking, wow, because it was on record. They had it on like FaceTime or something like that. He and his dad and Floyd Mayweather, they were proper going for it big time.
Yeah, that guy is just too much. Did you all hear Amir Khan is gonna fight KSI? No, I didn't hear that.
I don't wanna see
Wow.
them.
Yeah.
There should be a
Yeah,
law for those guys who are retired. They should stay retired.
yeah, definitely. And KSI is just, not, well,
Well,
he's still not a bad boxer, but he's a YouTuber who boxes like Jake Paul. Yeah, what do you think about that fight? Jake Paul
well,
versus Mike Tyson.
it's been cancelled, hasn't it? That's what I'm
Really?
hearing. Because of Tyson, if he's got an ulcer, he had an ulcer,
Oh,
and
right.
that's to delay the fight, so it's been cancelled. It's not been postponed forever, but it's going to happen later down the line. And
I have
Jake
a
Paul,
Right.
conspiracy theory about that.
yeah. Excuse me, sorry.
I have my conspiracy theory about this fight being cancelled.
Right. Let's hear
I
it.
believe I believe it was a scam from the beginning, like
What?
like an agreement between Tyson and Paul. Like, you know what? Let's hype these people up
Hmm.
so they believe you're going to fight again. But maybe it was agreed upon since the very beginning that there was no fight.
Who
Yeah, I
knows?
know what you mean. Yeah,
Yeah.
interesting theory.
I mean,
Maybe
Tyson.
I'm going too far, but that's
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 Yeah,
all
how.
right.
like a
Yeah.
conspiracy theory sort of thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I saw the
Yeah.
footage of Tyson sparring and training. He looked in good shape.
Well,
So,
this all right giving these 30 seconds sort of like reels of Tyson looking really good. He's
yeah.
58-year-old.
That's
Yeah,
He's
true.
not
but
the same guy anymore, is he? You know what I mean? Last time, what was his last fight? Was it against the Kevin McBride? Am I right? I don't know. Did he fight after that?
Yes. 2005.
yeah, but don't you guys wonder? Because it makes me wonder, what does Tyson put in his body to look like that at this age? I think he's doing some dangerous stuff to his body.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It's all right looking good and looking in really tip-top condition. When you get to mental, you get to that age, it's different, isn't it? But then again, it's not. Even though it's a fight, is it a real fight? You know what I mean? You think to yourself, it's a sparring session, isn't it? Sort of thing.
Yeah. Yeah,
But Jake
of course.
Paul's a guy you would suspect that he wants to go in and make a big, massive number on him, innit? Do a number on him.
He can punch, but you know he.
You know, Jake Paul. You know, all said and done, as much as he gets criticised, he can box.
Yes, he is well. He's a good puncher anyway, for sure. He even dropped Tommy Fury, so you know.
Yeah.
Very good. Yeah.
Well,
I
Tommy Fury is
convinced-
a sort of big eye drop as well, isn't
You see, I didn't believe for 1 second in Jake Paul until he got this KO against Tyron Woodley. When he knocked out Tyron Woodley, I said this guy can punch. But before that, I didn't believe in him at all.
Yeah. When he beat that, Woodley, that was one hell of a knockout.
That was a real knockout.
Yeah,
And-
Woodley had talked a lot of
Yeah.
trash before that. Yeah.
And when I see Mike Tyson, 58-year-old, he might look good with whatever he puts in his body to look like that. But I see him more like a Formula One car, like the speed, the power, but very fragile, if you will. You know, I don't think he would take a punch or too much punishment at this age.
Yeah. I don't
I
think
think,
so.
you know, potentially this fight's scripted, isn't it? It's a bit like acting, isn't it? I know that they both can. Obviously, Tyson can. You know, his formidable background. He was an awesome fighter, especially when he exploded onto the scene. But now he's like, what? He's 58, and it's all scripted, isn't it? It makes you think, is it sort of just for the cameras, isn't it? It's just for the, you know, not pay-per-views, because it's Netflix, isn't it? They got, what, 280 million people, subscribers, isn't it? You don't have to promote it, do they? It's already there.
Yeah, of
It's already
course.
generated the money, innit? So,
I mean, if Tyson could, I mean, I don't know if they will go really for the knockout here in this fight, or it will be maybe just an exhibition. But I don't think Tyson, he can only score a knockout in the first 3 rounds, probably. And then he will get tired and just be on survival mode, probably, for the rest of the fight. It's like an 8-round fight, so, you know.
but what will Tyson be doing? Because when he takes a back foot, he struggles, doesn't he?
Yeah.
What he'll be doing, be holding on. What will he be doing? I don't think it'll be that kind of fight. I think they'll just sort of like be like a light sparring session.
Yeah.
But we don't know. That's what we're just assumptions, isn't it? We just don't know. Might be a really good fight. We don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think it will be, but you know.
For me, it was good news that this fight got cancelled. But in the other hand, bad news because I really wanted to see Taylor Serrano and this fight between Aston Silva and Floyd Schofield. That was going to be a good fight.
Was that on the undercard?
Yeah.
I don't really know much about the undercard. So that's interesting.
About the other fights, only those two. Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor.
Right, the rematch.
Yeah, everybody wants to see that rematch. And Aston Silva and Floyd Schofield, they are 2 prospects, very good prospects.
Nice.
American
Yeah,
both.
first Serrano Taylor fight was good, really. Fireworks, yeah. Right. I think now it's probably just a second. I just saw also next week Patrick, I don't know how you pronounce it, Teixeira or something. He's fighting against Xander Zayas.
Teixeira. or Teixeira. Teixeira would be Spanish or Portuguese,
Yeah.
or but
Well,
yeah,
he's
Patrick Teixeira.
yeah. I
I'm
don't
not
know
very
really
happy with Sander Sayas because he has been taking too many easy fights.
Oh yeah, he's 21 only 21. Wow. But he's got 18 wins, no losses, no draws. Wow.
And he makes so
So
many
yeah,
mistakes in the ring. I would be angry if I was his trainer. I'm not a trainer, right? But if a guy like
yeah.
me can see those mistakes, I bet his corner can see it too.
Yes. So that's the only right bigger fight next Saturday, even though there are some fights
No,
on Wednesday.
there are some nice
Thursday.
there are some nice fights in that undercard. Like Bruce Carrington is gonna fight again against I don't know who, Enrique Vivas might be. And the other one, this guy Ali Feliz fights in that undercard. This could be his second fight, but he's a young heavyweight Cuban,
Oh,
so he
okay.
he brings like fresh blood to the heavyweights.
What's his name?
Ali Feliz.
Okay. I don't think I heard of him. Thank you. Also, we got not Luis, sorry, but Oscar Colazo, the minimum weight champion,
Yeah,
fighting against this guy Zapata from Nicaragua, Gerardo, yeah.
Gerardo
So,
Zapata.
mm,
So is that a new
that's
division, Baz? Minimum weight.
no, it's not new, but I don't know when it was created.
Minimum weight, I don't know. It's not. It hasn't always been the most competitive weight class.
No,
This guy has been. They have been looking good. So
yeah.
if you see this Oscar Collazo, he's got less than 10 fights, and he's already a champion. So I
Yes,
don't know
yeah.
how good they might be.
Well, I know that Joshua has really spoken highly of him, and I only seen some of his highlights and stuff. Never really seen him fight live, and he's got only 9 fights. Yeah, that's true.
Exactly.
Hmm, interesting. Yes.
And
So
if you check Jinjiro Shigeoka, he's got also 11 fights only, and he's already a champion.
oh yeah. Wow. Yeah,
Should we be concerned about this? I mean, these days, nowadays, uh,
Hmm.
it takes less fights for becoming a champion, right?
Yeah, in those smallest divisions, there are just the competition is limited. So because there aren't that many fighters, where who are that small. So yeah, I guess that's how
What's
it
the weight,
goes.
Baz? What is it actually? Is it out 6 tons something for minimum
Yeah,
weight?
it's like I don't know in stones, but in kilos, it's like not 50 even. It's like four. I don't know, around 50 maybe, of 48,
50
40.
kilograms. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's like around 105 pounds, something like that. 10, I don't know. Yeah, probably.
So it used to be like flyweight. Is flyweight still exist?
Yeah, flyweight and light flyweight also.
So
Yeah,
this minimum weight, of course, it's below light flyweight.
yeah, it's the smallest one. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I never really saw the need for that division, to tell you the truth. I mean, I think that it should just be flyweight, no light flyweight. It should all be flyweight, just, and that should be the smallest one. So, but yeah, that's how it is. Politics.
Oh, you're right, boss. You got it bang on. 48 kilograms.
Yeah, well, there you go. I mean,
105 pounds.
Ricardo Finito Lopez, he was the famous minimum weight. He was like he had like a record of 51-0-1, I think, something like that. Yeah. That was in the 90s. Yeah, in the 90s. All right. Well, what's going on? Where does this light come from? All right. Well, I think we can wrap it up now. 1 hour, 20 minutes. And thank you to my guests, Roberto, Anurán, or Peter, and eldest Mr. Golden KO. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for having me. Always a pleasure.
Yeah. Have a pleasant
Golden KO,
evening.
once again, it's been fabulous meeting you. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Sorry, come again?
Golden KO, it's been fabulous meeting you once again. It's been absolutely fantastic. You're
No,
an
thank you.
interesting
I have a great time when I
boxer.
find you here, guys.
And
Yeah.
Bob, you got this. Number one, thanks for inviting me on. I appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Hopefully we can do this again, guys.
Yeah. Anytime Joshua can't make it, you got it for sure. All right. So
Goodbye. Thank you very much.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Roberto.
Have a
Thank you,
pleasant
boss.
evening.
And thank you, everyone watching.
Yes. All right. Bye.